Hi, everybody. Welcome to the program. It's Friday morning by my watch, and that must mean it's time to take another batch of 8-bit Nintendo games and get them on the list. Which list, you ask? This list. We've been ranking these games for 18 full episodes so far. And you can go to 8bitnintendo.science if you want to see the list separately. That's the number 8, not spelled out. Looking like a pretty good top 10, top 20. This is starting to like we only have 139 games on the list, but like if someone put this list out and said here are the top 20 games, I think you'd bat a few eyes and be like, where's the just blah, 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 blah. But it's I don't know. It's starting to look sound. It's starting to look like it's got depth to it, I guess is the point here. And then there's a big long middle. There's a big long when it comes to the NES, and I'm sure this is true of any platform, especially the lead platform of its era, the one that's getting the most third-party support. Certainly, it's got a big middle, a real big middle of games that range from like to oof, and then we get down here into the dregs here. There's some real rotten stuff here at the bottom. Your Dig Dug 2s, your Deadly Towers is. Many of the games that you've come to expect to grace the bottom of a list such as this, I suppose. Obviously, a game like Deadly Towers has been made infamous over the decades for that specific thing. And it's time to add another batch of games to the list. As always, if you would like to suggest games for the list, you can go to patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann and join the Gerstmann Advisory Panel. And there's a post from about a month ago now that is where you can comment and leave your picks. We'll get to them all eventually, but if you want to move the needle in a certain amount of join on up and suggest some games, as many of these folks have. All of our games, except for one, have been pulled from the list. Though someone definitely suggested the one that I thought to include, but I don't have their name in front of me. The rest of them I do. Let's see here. There was a question in the chat from Kane Highwind here. Says, what game's ranking has surprised you the most so far, either good or bad? I have to say that I did not expect to see, like, Little Samson was a game that was completely unknown to me. So I think, you kind of think that you know, like, all the bangers on a system, or especially one such as this, that is become as legendary as it has. Little Samson is definitely a surprise. Gun Knack, similar situation of a game I just had not played very much of, and found myself taken aback by. I was not. I love Rygar, but I would not have. I don't know that I would have said. Well, from a scientific perspective, of course, Rygar is a top 2, number 1, number 2, top 5, whatever you want, like NES game. In my heart, I would say that, but scientifically speaking, I would not have. So to see it at number 1 for as long as it was there, only to be replaced by Super Mario Brothers, was a little bit surprising. I'm also, I guess, I'm a little surprised that Super Mario Brothers 1 holds up as well as it did, because that's a game that gets kind of a bum rap. That's a game that gets a very serious bum rap. People are like, oh, it controls like it's terrible control of this and that. Like people really shit on the first game in the wake of a lot of the games that came after it. And I found that I think it controls really well. I think it holds up really. It's very specific It's very deliberate, but it may be the best of its kind on its console. I don't know. That's it's got a proper difficulty to it in spots, and it's a great time. That game. I might have expected a game like Deadly Towers to touch the very bottom of the list as well because of its reputation, but instead we found that it is, while bad, perhaps not that bad compared to some of this other stuff, and I bet that it's not, it will raise up the list by virtue of, I think more games will come in under it as time goes on. We're not done with the bottom of the pile. I would have maybe expected the Karate Kid to come in a lot lower than it did. And that's another one that by the time the list is all settled and we've got all the games on it, maybe then you'll look at the number and go, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. A lot of the rest of the stuff is basically right where it seems like it belongs when you look at the games around it. Low G Man, the Low Gravity Man, feels like it's kind of in that B tier of games. Like Low G Man and Kid Icarus. Those are two games that are kind of a sort, I might say. So yeah, I don't know. There's some surprises for sure, but some that you just go, oh yeah, no, that makes a ton of sense. Let's get into our first game. This was suggested by Martin, and if Martin hadn't suggested it, I certainly was about to probably bring it into the conversation myself. Oh, we gotta make sure we're capturing the thing here. Hang on. Gotta make sure we're capturing the thing. Oh, that was weirdly easy. Okay, first game suggested by Martin. It's The Goonies II, a video game only sequel to The Goonies. The first Goonies game only came out in Japan, and there was a home computer game based on the Goonies that I believe is largely unrelated. That Datasoft, the people that did the Conan game, did that as well. So this looks a little dim to me. I might need to... Right, because we had to turn off the HDR stuff for whatever game we were playing on Wednesday. Yeah, I think, yes, you're perhaps right that the Goonies got a PlayChoice 10 release in the US. That's certainly possible. All right, we're a Goonie. Let's maybe Mikey. I don't know. It's got a version of the Goonies theme song in it, and it's a pretty good one. I have come to prefer this over the actual song. It also has this, much like Dr. Chaos. And this is an open-ish world game. We've got our map here. Now, you see it says front at the bottom of the map. That means that there is also a back. And so these doors here that we go in will lead us from the front to the back. Find the Goonies with the magic locator device. We see there's a hole up there. If we had, I believe, a rope ladder or a ladder of some kind, we could climb up that hole. But oh, evil birds. Oh, I screwed that up bad. I screwed that up bad. We screwed that up bad. You're partially at fault here, not just me. Oh, that's good. I'm glad we did this. Oh, I have forgotten so much about where to go and what to do in this game. Let's take a look at the map here. I've got a magic locator device. So that will put, I believe that puts the... Now you see we've come through to the back. And you can see we've got a dot on the map. I can't remember which color is us and which color is the Goonie we are trying to rescue. But I believe we're going up here. Yes. Ah. And so, you know, this game is perhaps, you could consider it a search action game, I suppose. You know, you need to get items to... By randomly hitting that spot on the wall, we found a bomb box. But sometimes you need something a little more severity, like a hammer. And here we have one of the Goonies. Clark Mouth Devereaux, in fact, according to the achievements. I'm sorry. I have no dislike for the Goonies. I have no disdain for the Goonies. Some amount of disdain for people that endlessly quote the Goonies. The few of you that are still out there. But I like the Goonies, but I have not seen the Goonies in an extremely long time. And I intend to keep it that way. Welcome here. This is a warp zone. Okay, you see the direction we're facing in the bottom left indicates that we're coming from the back to the front, I suppose. So up, it goes back the way we came in this situation. I don't think there's ever a hole in the floor. Yeah, there it is. But we don't have any way to use that yet. Welcome here. This is a warp zone. For rescuing that Goonie, we get an extra bar of health. Let's see, we'll stay on the backside, we'll go down. I think this is some of Konami's finest work on the platform, and I think it's a game that a lot of the times gets overlooked. This has a weird, you know, like, insofar as any game can be at this stage. Oh, we don't have any keys. Ugh. We got a firebox. Let's just make sure. I think there. I imagine there can only be one thing per room, but good amount of air control that you have here to do your business. But yeah, I think the music is fantastic. I think it is expansive for its era. You know, like the size of this world and all of that. I think is and the just the way stuff is hidden in there. All right, now we've got a slingshot. I'm in trouble without glasses. I think this is one of the classic lines in the pantheon of, this is right up there with I Am Error as far as I'm concerned. Ouch, what do you do is perfect. Perfect. Wait, so is that the only... Okay. For some reason I thought I came in from the side on this one, but like sometimes you can, you know, I want to say occasionally, maybe I'm wrong, and there's never any side doors. It's always, you always hit the back wall. I can't remember now, unfortunately, but... And we can change, you know, we can change over to that slingshot. You know, just becomes one more thing you kind of have to pick up and worry about. You cannot jump off the ladders, which is, that would be an improvement. That would be a place to improve, I think. Welcome here. This is a warp zone. Well, if I fall out here, I won't be able to come back. So let's wait a little bit on that one. Oh no, we're gonna die. Okay, we just take damage. Okay, so that leads there, but what if we keep going this way? Okay, there is no... This is the only way through here. Okay. A good number of, biomes, if you will. Oh, God! Oh! Alright. Again, with no keys. We have no keys. You can't use... Oh, no keys. What a bummer. Phone's ringing. Okay, nothing over here. A lot of really great tunes in this game. I don't know if keys just drop from enemy attacks or you have to find new key rings. Okay, so we have an out there, but also we have this. Oh. Oh, I have something to do, all right. Cave in your skull with a hammer. That's how the Goonies be doing. Out of the Goondocks. How do you think? You know, we gotta rule over the Goondocks with an iron fist and an iron hammer. Uh-oh, no lights. Are you tired? I'll fill up your energy. Thank you, Konami Man. Oh, there's another. No, because there's a door there, so I can, but I can't go up here, so maybe if I, yep. Ah, key holder. We've got more keys. Thank you, Konami Man! So now that I've got keys, I should probably go back and save that other Goonie if I can remember how to get back there. That was in the ice. I haven't been over here yet. Oh, that's, yeah. Now, see, I'm moving further away from that Goonie that I knew where that Goonie was, you know? It didn't have to be that way, but I could have just gone where I knew, and, oh, the bridge. With evil fucking death skulls. Well, I'm sure there won't be any more of those. This will be fine. Uh-oh. Alright, that guy just jumped to his death, and this all works out great for us. Turns out if you crouch, the skull doesn't hit you? Is that what just happened? Oh, weird. Anyway, we don't need to play too much more of this. This is, also, this is a game that is censored in the United States of America. You are attempting to rescue a mermaid. And at the end of the game, you find the mermaid. And in the original version of the game in Japan, the mermaid is topless. And you get to see some and in the US, they have removed that. We found another magic locator device. locator device is pointing to somewhere on the backside. Oh, right. These friggin' things. Some of these enemies take so many hits, man. I guess that's why you have the bombs. No. Can I have one? Do you have this yet? Oh, you smarmy prick. I don't. You also eventually find magic glasses that help you find the secret stuff. Oh yeah, see the indicator pointing us over there. Good, nailed it. We got a firebox. Now we can hold even more Molotov cocktails. Separating the background from the ground in this color palette for me is difficult. I don't know if you would agree or if it is a color blindness thing, but boy. There was nothing here. Unless, I mean, I don't know if bombs. I want to say there's maybe one instance in this game of a bomb opening up, like making a door appear here. Have I been here before? Konami Man will fill up your energy. Thanks. Oops, wrong. Probably something else in there somewhere, but I think that's maybe, you know, there are aspects of that part of the game that are, I think we would look at it today and say that, you know, hey, that it's a little undercooked. But for its day, I think, you know, the merging of these weird first-person portions. There's a secret door behind the falls, because this is a proper video game, dang it. But I love this game. I have always loved this game. Dare I say it? I will always love this game. I've got a waterproof coat. I think that means we can stand in the waterfalls and not take damage anymore. Anyway, I could I could sit and play this game for the rest of the day, but except I can't. So we'll move on in a little bit here. Oh. Right, there was nothing over here. It's like Gradius popping off over there. Uh-oh. Oh, that's probably a good place to stop anyway. Mama Fratelli. You know, from the Goonies. Okay. Now, I think the Goonies 2 is an incredible video game. I think if we're really picking it apart here, I think that, like I said, there are aspects of the adventure side of the game that could be a little less based on you just randomly slamming your tools into things over and over again. And you know, that part of the game could be fleshed out a little bit better. But I think for, you know, what 1987 or whatever it was, you know, this is a great early example. This is one of those early examples that leads to, hey, oh right, this part of the game could be better. Whenever like, what is it, like Uninvited or, you know, Deja Vu or some of those other games that are kind of like that portion of that game came out, I always thought, man, what if you went full Goonies 2 and had a full-on platformer inside of this game as well? Wouldn't that be a lot more fun to play? Because that's you know, for as much as Deja Vu and those games are computer games, they did come out here, and that was the first place I saw them. And I remember renting them, being like, oh boy, Shadowgate. So, Goonies 2, where does it go on our list? It's a better game than Kid Icarus. It's a better game than Low G Man, the Low Gravity Man. It's a better game than Trojan. It is a better game than Commando. It is a better game than Cobra Triangle. It is better than Mega Man 1. Goonies 2 is better than Jackal. You take it over a Solomon's Key and a Little Samson. Would you take a Goonies 2 over a Super Dodgeball? I think you would. Scientifically speaking, I think you would. Is the Goonies 2 better than Gun.Smoke? Indeed it is. Is the Goonies 2 better than Contra? Another game that also has perspective shifting in it, perhaps? Like I said before, the Goonies 2 is perhaps Konami's best effort on the entire platform. It's certainly in a race for it. You know, there's a lot of Konami games we haven't added to the list yet, but I think scientifically speaking, when we take our hearts out of it, the science finds that the Goonies 2 is our new number 5. That's a new number. That's yeah. That's a strong position for good old Goonies 2. It's close with Contra. It's very close. It could have beat Contra. I don't think in a million years it would have taken the number 3 spot from River City Ransom. But if you swap the number 4 and the number 5, I think that list still looks real good. You know, I think people get very blinded about Contra. Contra is a game that's been put on a pedestal, and it's very finishable due to it. All of the lives you can have at your disposal. I think Contra gets. Yeah, like I said, Contra has an outsized presence when it comes to the NES. But it is a fantastic game. It's a hard thing to parse sometimes because it is still a very, very good game. One of the best, in fact, good old Contra. But I think the people that are Contra fanatics about it, I think it's a little, yeah. I don't know that it stands up to that level of fandom, but it's a fantastic goddamn video game. That's for sure. Next up, Ian suggests we go back to the light gun side of things. And so we shall. With a game we call Duck Hunt. Now, hopefully this is okay. We'll launch it in one duck mode here. Smoking these ducks. Is it true the controller 2 can control the ducks, is the question asked in chat? No, because controller 1 controls the ducks. You put the light gun into port 2 when you use it. And yes, the instruction manual plainly that was not some hidden like mind-blowing thing. Like it gets treated as like one of those TikTok shorts. Like, did you know that you can do that? And people are like, "Oh my god, my mind is blown." And you're like, it was in the motherfucking manual. But we're separated from the manuals now. All these years later. But yeah, that was not like mind-blowing information back in the day. It was just like a cool thing, and you're like, oh, you can control the duck, and then you do it, and you're like, it doesn't. The level of control you have over the duck is not amazing. And so you kind of, it's a little overstated. Smoking these ducks. Good sound effects in this game. The barking of the dog, of course, the laughing of the dog, which we haven't heard yet because I'm so much of a goddamn murderer. This is pretty much how Duck Hunt is not a difficult game. Eventually the ducks move faster, and if you're gonna play the game without just holding the light gun directly up to the TV like a lunatic, then eventually it starts to get a little challenging for sure. But I would say that the experience of using a mouse and the experience of using the actual zapper are not that different. Now the arcade version of this has a little bit more going on in it. There's like a bonus stage or something. And so this just kind of, it does this, you know. I have to shoot, see the line below the ducks there at the bottom. I have to shoot that many ducks in order to advance to the next stage. And if I don't shoot that many ducks, then the game is over. I have 3 shots per round, so if I... And if you dick around for a long time, eventually the ducks will just fly away. You don't have an infinite amount of time to just shoot the ducks. But also, you can shoot them as they're trying to escape. I believe there's an achievement for that. This is gaming right here. I was, as someone who had access to both Duck Hunt and Hogan's Alley, I think Duck Hunt kind of sucks, man. I think it always has. It just doesn't have that much going on. This is it, man. I mean, it's got 3 modes. We'll check out the other modes, of course, but that tree doesn't grow any taller, man. You were a Gumshoe household? Yeah, Gumshoe. I had long conversations with a guy who worked for my dad about Gumshoe. We were... Okay. Well, let's miss so you can see the dog. If you haven't seen the dog laugh at you. And you cannot shoot the dog, which is all anyone ever wanted, but the gun doesn't work here during this part of the game. Now, if I remember correctly, that that's one of those things. Like, did you know that you can shoot the dog? So I think in the arcade version, in that bonus stage specifically, I believe you can shoot the dog. Whether that's its own, I think it's got its own arcade release, or was it a, I guess it wouldn't have been a Play Choice 10 because those were just straight up NES versions. So it would have been like versus Duck Hunt or whatever. Just made it. All right. Now we have 2 duck mode, in which there are 2 ducks. You still only have 3 bullets. You know, I think it should let you shoot the duck, but it should fade out. It should blur the screen and then show you a quote about war every time you do. Hooray. Game C was the one I actually spent most of my time with. And that's the skeet shooting. You kids and your skeets forget that this is what skeet is. We are shooting skeet right now. Same basic idea, 3 shots. Yes, when Lil Jon said, "Ah, skeet skeet, motherfucker. Ah, skeet skeet, goddamn, a goddamn," this is what he was talking about. I was obsessed as a child with the idea of skeet shooting, but also as a child, I was not necessarily stocky enough to fucking shoot a shotgun without being knocked on my ass. So I didn't do that much skeet shooting as a child, but the idea of like, yo man, we're gonna fling this shit into the air and we're gonna fling plates into the air and then we're gonna shoot them and they're gonna fucking shatter. I'm like, yeah, man. That appeals to all of my everything, every sensibility I have about loving to break shit. I love to break shit. I live to break shit. So sometimes, you know, if my dad had some extra skeet or something when we were at the range, we would put it out there with some of the targets and other stuff, and so I could break some skeet with just a regular rifle, just a regular old rifle, not a shotgun. I had this. Man, they fucking destroyed it too. You know. Oh, missed one. I had this. It was like a it was shaped like a goat, and it was this metal, this big black metal goat thing, just a flat 2D silhouette of a goat that hung on a metal rod, and you stuck that in the ground, and then when you shot it, it would swing back and forth. You know, because you were shooting it with a goddamn gun. But it was, you know, but it was resilient. So if you were shooting it with, you know, low enough caliber, like it wasn't going to penetrate it, it wasn't going to damage it in any way. And so you could enjoy it time and time again. And so we would take that out to the range, and I would shoot it, and then I don't know if it was my dad's idea or just like some other guys that were at the range. They decided to like, well, what if we shot it with these fucking pistols? And one guy took like a fucking 45 or something and just blew a goddamn hole in my goat. Just, and I'm like, oh, well, all right, that's that, I guess. Blew it off his hinges. And so much for the goat. But yeah, you know, like the other modes, this one, they go a little faster. You only have 3 shots. You gotta... Eventually it gets to a point where I think this bar at the bottom fills up and you can't miss a single one if you want to proceed. Let's just let it play out here. Duck Hunt. I think it's a little too simplistic. I think it's a very, you know, it's in a lot of ways this feels like a translation of the old weird mechanical light gun games that you would see in arcades. And so this is very basic because it's kind of a video game translation of some of those very early light gun game concepts. And it works well enough, but I don't think it's a great game. I never did, in fact. So where does that go on our list? When the NES first came out in the United States, they didn't do any of that combo cart business. So if you bought the big expensive package that came with the gun and the robot, you had 3 individual cartridges, one for Super Mario Brothers, one for Duck Hunt, and one for Gyromite. There wasn't like a single combo cart like they eventually started making when they said, well, let's make our own multi-carts. And so, yeah. Let's see. I played way more Gyromite than I played Duck Hunt, that's for sure. But yeah, Duck Hunt is, you know, it's fine. but it's real thin. For as much play as I think Duck Hunt gets, when people talk about the platform or talk about the, like, oh, that dog, and it's I think it's fun that aspects of Duck Hunt have lived on, as in like Smash Brothers or whatever. Like, that's kind of neat. But as its own thing, you're like, yeah, all right. Yeah, you could do that, I guess. And so for as much as I as much as I really hated Mock Rider when I got the NES to begin with, and I got it the same day I got Duck Hunt. Well, we returned Mock Rider. You couldn't return Duck Hunt because it was included with the system. Otherwise, maybe we would have to buy some more third-party games, to buy some other stuff, to buy some better stuff. But I think we're looking at Duck Hunt being lower than that. I think it's, like there are better light gun games on the system. It's certainly not as bad as Chiller. Was there ever a standalone Duck Hunt ever sold is the question. I don't actually know the answer to that question. I believe so, because I want to say they eventually started selling. They had to sell the Zapper separately, right? Because some people didn't get one with their console, so they sold it separately. So I'm sure that they must have sold Duck Hunt separately, but by the time they were doing all that, like, who was out there going, oh yeah, man, let's buy Duck Hunt. It's better than the Three Stooges. That's for sure. Duck Hunt is better than Krusty's Funhouse. So really, we're kind of looking in this thing. The faults with Duck Hunt are that it's thin. It's well made for what it is, but at the end of the day, it is. There's just not much to it. And looking at them now in this era, all these years later, you're like, Duck Hunt. You don't really have a lot of reason to go back to it. But I guess I need to re-ask the question: is Duck Hunt, like, with that in mind, is Duck Hunt rated higher than Mock Rider? No, but it's okay. Yeah. Okay, so that means that Duck Hunt is our new number 105. It's better than Double Dare, but it's no Skate or Die. Time to buy a Sinden. You said I did, and have the multiple. I spent a few hours trying to get that thing configured properly and never hit upon the right method to get it working in MAME the way I wanted to, and now it is out in the garage. Blaine suggests the next game. I'm sure I'm sure it's awesome when you get it up and running, but I was not able to get it up and running. Next up from Blaine comes. It's Remote Control. Everyone's favorite game show, everyone's favorite MTV program. From your friends at High Tech Expressions. Does it have Sing Along with Colin? Maybe it's not obvious how much of a powerful force Remote Control was as a television program when it was initially on the air. This is a game show, but it's done MTV style, so it's, fucking edgy. This is the NES rendition of the original remote control music. And it's okay. Kari Wurr got her start here. She would later go on to be in The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. That's not really a good Ken Ober. All right, we don't know what the categories are. For us, go channel 3. All right, the Bat channel. The music just keeps going. I'm going to go with Zsa Zsa Gabor on this one. And the questions are often about television as well. That's a funny joke. Richie Valens. Yeah, Ken Ober passed away some time ago. Yeah, he was a great host. This was a great show. This was a great show. This rendition of it, Uh-oh. I'm going to say it was Rudy, because that would be the funniest, but okay, fine. Probably Theo. Sticking with this one, huh? All right. How did you show what's this combustible Huxtable? I'm just gonna say that it was Cliff Huxtable, played by Bill Cosby. I think the remote control theme song is a good theme song for the show. I think having it played over and over again in this NES format as you play the game is bad. Ah yes, All in the Family. This game is aged really weirdly because did they do a... Oh, I didn't... You know, they don't give you a lot of time to answer. Yeah, it was not Gary Coleman. I was like, is that the... All in the Family. I couldn't tell you a damn thing about All in the Family. These graphics are so ugly. And like these jokes, you know, like these segments and these goofs worked well in the context of the television program, but having to approximate them here is really rough. It was Dragnet. It's A to buzz in and then B to pick an answer, which is like weird. I don't know. How accurate is this to the look of the show? Yeah, I mean, they're all sitting on like, you know, recliners, basically. Losing 10 points, but gaining a valuable safety tip. Great. face fucked up on the real show too? Yes, definitely. Great. Beaver TV. Okay. Did Adam Sandler get his start on the... Yeah, Adam Sandler. So they would have bits, right? I mean, comedians would come out. Like some of these, like the Ranger Bob or some of these other things, they would have comedians walk out in character. Tom Bosley is the glad garbage bag pitchman. I guess let's try the only channel we haven't tried yet. I can't imagine, like, on one hand, I don't know how you make this without sing along with Colin, but also I don't know how you do that in the context of what this game is. Where about the baby? What did she and Richie name this chip off the old block? Isn't it Richie Jr.? Yeah. All my Happy Days knowledge. That's Dom DeLuise. It's just like... Name these fat guys is like the joke here on this channel, which is not great. Not great. Round one, it's snack break time. That's right, they dump food on people between rounds. Is that what it is? Great, all the point values are doubled now. Power station. This was before the Jon Stewart show, I believe. Oh, what state is designing women? It's Georgia, isn't it? Yeah, no, Jon Stewart was years after this. First there was You Wrote It, You Watch It, the show with the state acting out things that people wrote in about. It's a pig, isn't it? I feel like asking a Pink Floyd question in an MTV game is kind of weird. Not that there were some Pink Floyd music. It's just Pink Floyd feels very pre-MTV, you know? Ross and Ellen Chandler adopted Julie, no longer... All My Children? All right, sure. It's very weird for them to have names like Ross and Chandler in there, considering this would have been years before Friends was a TV show. How many MTV categories did you put in this fucking game? Let's just stick with that one, I guess. I don't know. It's a very now question. Somehow an eternal question. Channel 2. Advanced questions. Okay. This is fine. I don't know. Like, as trivia games go, it's like, whatever. Oh, man. I don't know. Might as well pick from one of the two remaining ones. This looks like garbage. The color palette is crazy. I like... And yeah, this game came out in the late 80s when Bill Cosby was king. What's worse, how it looks or how it sounds? I don't know. It's grating. It's grating. Ernie's not a Muppet. Alright, is this going to be Sing Along with Colin? Is it? No, I guess not. It's probably not in the game. It's probably not in here because they were like, oh, we can't license other songs. We can't. What is this? Name that tune? Absolutely not. Felt tip pens and fan club merchandise. Oh, yeah. For Ord. Shocking how many of these I know. No. Oh. George, apparently. I don't think I've ever seen an episode of Newhart. It's a great question. It's certainly Lita Ford. Oh great, more soap opera I fucked up. Tom and Alice Horton suffered for years. Are they the oldest, youngest, or middlest in the Fortin Okay, it's not middlest. It's oldest, apparently. I screwed up. Oh well. I think I've got this one. I don't think they're gonna get ahead of me. part of this game is so ugly. It's pokey, it's pokey, it's pokey. Come on. And then, well, that's not how it happens in the show. Like they slide down, like the recliner reclines and they slide down and fall off the set, like a trapdoor kind of thing. Took the titles of hit movies and replaced one word with a U.S. precedent. Okay. What? Oh, children of okay, I see. Looking for Mr. Goodbar? That's Khan. Filler on the Good Morning Vietnam. Throw Mama from the train. Some kind of wonderful. Jagged Edge. Full Metal Jacket. Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Hooray! I guess we won. Who Framed Ronald Reagan, indeed. Turns out, no one. And that's it. And that's it. It's just restarting, right? Yeah. Yep. Yep. I don't know. If you want trivia questions about that specific era of music and television, it's got it. But it's so ugly, and the music is so repetitive. It's just so busted. But I would take it above a Double Dare. Just on the quality of the questions alone, I think. Remote control is, yeah, I mean, you know, it's kind of forgotten, and on top of that, I think people largely reduce it to Sing Along with Colin. So that was a category. If you got Sing Along with Colin Quinn, who was largely a stand-up comedian at the time, though he would parlay this role into like his, you know, SNL career, like all his other stuff, like TV, when he became TV's Colin Quinn, back in the remote control days. It was like a Name That Tune, except Colin Quinn couldn't sing for shit. Okay. So someone in here is saying that Colin Quinn is the worst Weekend Update anchor, and no. He's a very different type of Weekend Update anchor. But I think his ability to just bluntly just go like, here it is, in that kind of New York guy kind of way, I think works really well. I might say, I mean, who's the worst? Is it Charles Rocket? Dennis Miller has aged the worst, I would say. Like, going back and watching Dennis Miller now is like, oh, fuck, man. But because his style of comedy, I think, is just aged so fucking poorly. But in that time, it was very big. I mean, you know, Dennis Miller was huge. But his whole thing, yeah, you just, the minute he opens his mouth, you're just like, shut the fuck up. Oh my God. But like then that hadn't happened yet. Colin's really good. Colin was really good on Weekend Update. Norm Macdonald, of course, really good. Kevin Nealon, I thought, did a fine job. I haven't seen it lately, so Colin Jost, I know all I ever see of Weekend Update these days are when they do the thing where the two guys write jokes for each other that are horribly fucking fucked and make them read them on live television. I think that's a really good bit. Kevin Nealon is like is fine, you know, like and I think Kevin Nealon is super fucking funny. Yeah, Seth Meyers, I might say, is pretty low on the totem pole there. Fallon was funny on SNL because he always broke. He was like the easiest one to he always broke, and like that made him kind of endearing in that era. But like I don't not out there watching a lot of Jimmy Fallon these days. Anyway, where does Remote Control go on the list? I like, you know, you can go back to Dan Aykroyd, Jane Curtin. Like I think that early era was really incredible. Anyway, let's get Remote Control on the list here. Remote Control's probably right in this zone when I look at it. Like it's not as good as baseball. It's no Pictionary. That's a somewhat similar sort of thing. Is Remote Control better than Dino Wars Destruction of Spondulus? I don't think Remote Control is better than either of the TNC Surf games. But it's better than Galaxy 5000 Racing in the 51st Century. So it really comes down to, is it better or worse than Mule? It's not an amazing port of Mule, but it is, at the end of the day, still Mule. And thusly, we have our new number 97, Remote Control. Congratulations to Remote Control. Up next, I don't know what I'm in for with this one because it's been so long since I've thought about it or looked at it. This is another one of those Nintendo Power games. It's called Fester's Quest. Based on the Addams Family. But this happened before they made those. It's a pretty good rendition of the Addams Family theme. Some fun use of samples in there. But this is, 89. This is before the movies. So this is another like Gilligan's Island situation where they decided to license like an ancient television show and make a game out of it. And yet, for whatever reason, it felt like this game was in Nintendo Power nonstop because it had all these maps and all this other stuff. I remember renting this game. And not liking it in any way. So we've got some items here we can collect. I cannot move diagonally. Okay, turbo controller helps in this situation for sure. Gun. What are these raspberries I'm shooting? Why did they decide that this is the game they need. This represents the Addams Family. This music fucking rips, though. Can I visit the hot dog stand or no? We have a key. We have 11 money. Oh, okay. We hit the button. Oh, well, that's not gonna work. And I assume this is going to be the same situation of, yeah, I don't have a... This wave beam thing is cool, but also it gets stuck on... Okay, so that bulb, can I... No. It would appear I cannot just use a bulb. I thought he would put it in his mouth or whatever he does. Kind of reminds me of Zombies Ate My Neighbors a little bit. Who's my favorite Addams Family member? That's probably like Cousin It or like Thing, the hand. Thank you, Thing. Like, I don't know. Pugsley gives you TNT. Thanks. Okay, I think I figured out how the items work. I think I was doing it wrong. Okay, so we go here, select it, then we hit it. Nope. Yeah, there we go. Like, I don't have a way to, like, downgrade my weapon in a way that makes it, because so I'm just, like, screwed in these areas, right? You just gotta walk carefully and mind the curvature. No! Well, seems like a good spot to farm bulbs. The red gun symbol is a downgrade item? Yeah. Maybe that's what I need to do here. Can I fall in here and die? No, it won't let me walk in. Okay. There are two types of games. Ones that'll let you walk into a thing and die, and one that'll be like, hey, you can't go this way. This is all right. I don't know. Like I remember never getting anywhere in this game and being really frustrated by it, playing it as a kid. But I don't know. Everything takes way too many hits to die, I would say. The turbo is definitely putting in some work here. Yeah, recoil on the weapons is terrible. TDK is all over the place. Like it's, you know, maybe if I had the right blueprint or something like that, maybe that'd be better, but also say I am getting bored of this. Now we're getting somewhere, maybe. Can I not use this? What do I... Oh, I pushed the button and it immediately took me out. Oh, okay, the ladder was... I got it. The ladder was a... Okay. Oh, God. Why are we moving so slowly? Am I fucking over-encumbered? What the fuck happened? Can't fast travel. Still got all these bulbs, still got all this money, but I... And now, like, annoyingly, do I need to go back through that whole area to get to... Because this is the... It started us right where we started, but is this manhole cover down here? Did I just end up going... Is that a thing where I can go? No. Yeah, like, I assume I have to go all the way through that whole underground area again, to which I say no thank you. Dude, like, this is insane, the number of shots it is taking. to kill some of these guys. That was not the cool thing I hoped it would be. Yeah, F this, man. This is annoying. From the way the shots get caught on the geometry to the health on these enemies, like it's fucking crazy. And you have 2 health. And you have 2 health. And all I have are bulbs, monies, dynamite, and keys. Let's look at one of these other this other staircase that's over here. Oh, it just goes over to this other one. So this is a whole waste of a... So that's not even a, like... And now it's dark again. Well, it's a good thing I've got a bazillion friggin' bulbs, I guess. This game's gross. This game's not good. It's got aspects of it that are like kind of cool. But I guess the answer is you got to go up here near the house and go in the staircase that's up there if you want to get anything done. And I don't think I want to do any more of this. Diagonal movement would have helped a little bit here. I think it's just so stiff. And the fire rate without a turbo controller combined with the amount of shots some of these enemies take to kill is straight up nonsense. Wednesday gives you vice grips. Alright, well, we wasted a key because you can apparently only have 10 vice grips. What do vice grips do? I don't know, but I just used 2 of them. Do they restore health somehow? Nope. Oh, right. You probably have to use the money. Yeah, use money at hot dog. Use money at hot dog stand. Like adventure game style. There was a hot dog stand up here. Let's test that theory out. Yep. All right, we're not going to do this. But I don't know, like better in some ways than you would expect a game based on the Addams Family to be, I guess. But not in ways where you actually want to play it. Let's just see if we can rush to wherever this manhole cover ladder thing is. No, that was not it. I've been trying to look at the gun meter here as we pick up these gun pickups to see which ones are upgrades and downgrades, but okay, now we're at 4, which is a better. So is that red? That looks kind of purplish to me. Whip. Okay, there we go. That's a little something different, at least. I thought I picked up the whip. How do I... Oh, well. God damn it. I felt like I was far enough away from that gun pickup that it should not have. I have downgrade items, honestly. That's just such a dumb... Just have individual weapon pickups and then let me switch between fucking wave beam or fire or... The music's pretty good. But I feel like for a game that gets talked about, I don't know, probably more than the average game on this platform does, I feel like Fester's Quest comes up. Sucks. Like, negotiating the range of the weapon to the enemies is the... and your distance to the wall. Thank you, thing! Oh, now your weapon shoots in an even bigger arc, making it even less useful in all the tight corridors we made. Like, why? Why? Why, I tell you? Oh. Wow, that was awesome. Now I'm over here. The idea that they needed to put some first-person stuff into this game, I just like, gotta watch where you walk, and then it's easy. Like, when you're making this game, and you see this situation of, do you not stop and go, oh, well, we should give players a chance to change weapons, or, like... And maybe eventually you get the whip or something, right? Maybe that's the answer. Oh, God. This is, mind-numbing. Oh, God, what the... I love the dumb NES thing of, like, we can't have a background during the boss fight because system limitations are such that we can't draw it all. Also, what the fuck? Okay, there. Jesus. Again, you know, imagine that without a turbo controller, and, you know, when you're mashing the button to get these shots off. My reward is that I get to go underground again. Dude, fuck this game. Yeah, this is with turbo. By default, you're hitting the button once for each shot. I think if we were playing this without turbo, we would have stopped a little while ago. In disgust. Oh, that guy can go through walls, apparently. Oh no, a whip downgrade. What am I gonna do? A whip upgrade? That's that shit I do like. Okay. Nope. Now we're double fucked in these corridors. Can't shoot at all. Like, what is this? What is this? Who would... Fuck this game. Whoops. Whoops, stopped caring. So what happens when we continue? We beat that boss. Oh, fuck off. Bite my ass. Eat my ass. Video game. Are you kidding? Fester's Quest. Yuck. Yuck. Better than Three Stooges, though. But it's no Marble Madness. I dare I say it, I would rather play Hudson's Adventure Island. Yuck. It's no Yo Noid. It's a scary thing to say. 1942 is a better game. Better soundtrack, too. That's not true. Fester's Quest. If there's one thing to be said about Fester's Quest, it's that it the music is kind of all right. Is it better than that garbage port of Bad Dudes? All right. So Fester's Quest is going to be our new number 118. It's better than that broken RoboCop game. So it's got that going for it. It's got that going for it. Next up, a game that got its start in arcades. I felt that this game was legendary because it was at an arcade that I didn't always get out to, and so it made it a more rare game than it would have been otherwise. It is a game called Elevator Action. I played Fester's Quest better than any streamer you've seen. Oh, wow. I mean, it's not, I don't know. If you got a turbo button mapped, it's a different, it's a little less frustrating. So I don't know. It's got that. Okay. Elevator Action. Great music. Great mechanics. I'm in this elevator. I'm moving up and down. I can drop that light on that guy's head and kill him. That's cool. I can also do sick fucking karate kicks. And also you can, well, we can stand on top of the elevator, which is not always advised because it's a good way to get crushed. In this crouch animation, he looks like he's ready to fucking smoke a motherfucker, and I love that about it. But this is a game that's certainly better in arcades. We have to go in all the red doors to get items, and you go down. That's the game. If you don't get all the red doors, then when you get to the bottom, the level doesn't end. Fuck. Yeah. How does this port compare to the arcade? It's not too far off, honestly. It was a vertical monitor game, so this is a wider display for the action. I think that everything felt a little more crisp in the arcade version. The music is a little better. A lot better. The music's a lot better. I love the music in this game, and this is not. Oh, fucking shot in the damn face. Oh, can't go down any further. That one's at the bottom of its shaft. We did it. Elevator Action Returns, or Elevator Action 2, is a tremendous sequel to this game, but I think this is a great arcade game, or it was, when it was initially released. I used to spend a lot of time thinking about Elevator Action. But this is basically it. It's it's pretty straightforward. The second game, which maybe you played the port of that to Saturn, which is a great port of that game. And And then that got released on PC, and that was not a great re-release of that Saturn port. I don't know. Oh. And then, yeah, our Death Parade is a totally different weird thing. I definitely played more of this version than the arcade version because, you know, you had it at home and you could just play it. I do like that they kept this from the arcade version. It doesn't really do anything, but you can change direction while you're doing your little jump kick thing, and it's just dumb. Come on up. 13th floor. No. It's an okay port. This is kind of one of those games that is before the era of the NES, and so it coming out on the platform at all feels a little weird. Yeah, this is a game that exists in some form on the Atari 2600. You know, like it's got an age to it for sure. And so it's probably a game that made a little more sense in Japan because it probably came out earlier there, a little more contemporaneously with the arcade version. But yeah, I don't know. I think the bits you care about in elevator action shine through here, with the possible exception of the music, and that's kind of drags it down a little bit. But and also just the repetitive nature of it. You know, by the time we came home, by the time the NES came out and home consoles became a thing again in the US, like, we were looking for things with more depth. I mean, this is a console that launched with Super Mario Brothers, not Mario Brothers. I mean, it launched with Mario Brothers also, but you get my point. And so you end up in a situation where you're like, yeah, I don't, you know, like this is very repetitive. It's a very singular score-based thing, and the cartridges don't even save your high score when you turn it off. So, you know, it's kind of a little extra mindless when it comes to an NES port of that game. That said, I think it fares better than like a Galaga in terms of just like port quality. It's probably somewhere in this zone. Because it's no Little Nemo, that's for sure. It's no Top Gun. It's no Pirates. It's no Little Mermaid. But is it you know, Bubble Bobble's a better home port than this. Scoon is a better game. Oh, did I forget to change? Sorry. So we're kind of in this spot here. It's no Scoon, but it's better than that port of Donkey Kong. So I think we're kind of narrowing it into this spot here. I think it's a more effective arcade port than the port of Galaga. Is it better than Cabal? Cabal's kind of neat on the old NES. It's not a great version of that game, but it's better than it kind of has any right to be. Elevator action is no Excite Bike. I think we can agree with that. Okay. So where this is going. Elevator action, the new number 74. Congratulations to elevators and the people that get action in elevators. This next game is a mystery to me. It always has been. I have attempted to play it off and on over the years and have never fully understood it. And Michael suggested this one. It's Street Fighter 2010, the final fight. An audacious name if there ever was one. A little background for you. Ken had no interest in the frontier. Then his partner Troy was killed. Someone broke into their lab, stole their invention, and left Troy as a pile of jelly on the floor. It's been 25 years since Ken was the king of the Street Fighter circuit. But that's nothing some good bionics can't fix. Fortunately, the killer's path is pretty easy to trace. Every frontier world the killer visited became quickly infested by Troy and Ken's remarkable cyboplasm. You know, in small doses, it can give people the extra strength they need to remain alive. In large doses, it comes alive and takes over the body and mind of its host, turning them into violent, mindless supermen, or, in some cases, super aliens. Only the skills of a Street Fighter can pass this gauntlet and destroy the evil fiend responsible, and Ken will avenge his friend's death if it is the last thing he does. Yeah, in the Japanese version, he's not Ken, it's Kevin. And so it's like when they localized it, they decided to further tie it to Street Fighter, and it's just it's here's our target. We got blown up. So it looks like, okay, just regular attack is this punch. I can punch up. And then a down and attack is this kick thing. I can backflip. I don't know I'm not sure how to do that. Yeah, it doesn't really have a dragon punch. It doesn't, yeah, it's not really about the neutral jump and back. Neutral jump. Such a... Oops, oops. This feels terrible. That's God damn it. So you're kind of invincible during the backflip. Ugh. The movement, because like, yeah, you can kind of stick to the pillars and climb them occasionally, but like the it's not like you can grab onto them somehow, but it's not. Fade in. What? Man, Street Fighter, what a terrible fucking video game franchise that is, huh? What a garbage dump of a video game. Street Fighter. Yuck. This is going great. This is ah. Fuck. No, no. Okay. That was a very well-timed power-up there. But I'm squandering it all now. Fuck this, dude. This is fucking miserable. No, it's... And you gotta be real specific with how you do this stupid jump, too. Oh, can you just not even take damage in that form? Is that... Okay, fade in. Oh, this is like Rocksteady and Bebop, but buying a commando grappling hook. Like, oh, come on. Well, this is the best I've ever done at this game, and I'll tell you, what is the fuck? I don't want to do this. What was that? What was that? Gotta tell you, don't want to do this anymore. Oh, a scrolling stage. Look at that. What is... Oh, okay. Sure. I don't know what that is, but... Cool, avenge Troy. Fuck Troy. I'm not interested in Troy. I'm more of a Luke guy. Oh, I gotta hurry, huh? Oh, good. This is shit. This game is shit. Where's this put me? Okay. Here's my question. How cool would it have been if they named him Troy instead of Luke? And tried to, like, seed whatever fucking story this game... Like, if they tried to... He looks like he could be a Troy. Troy and Luke, I feel like, are similar... names in a way. Well, what am I supposed to do about... Okay, I guess if I keep shooting it, it will eventually blow up. I don't know what to do. I guess those shoot down, but I feel like you don't really have a lot of good... Oh, God, that thing again. Oh, great. Great. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Why not? Because this game is miserable. Intergalactic Police. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Man, I never, yeah, I don't know. I encountered this game. I don't know that I actually ever encountered a real cartridge of this game. This may have been something I didn't actually touch until emulation was a thing. But it feels like shit. The nice thing you say about it is like it does feel like you have like a good number of moves. In terms of like, oh, if I hold forward and attack, it does that one, and if I am, you know, not hitting any direction, it's more of the rapid punch kind of thing. And down does this little upward kick thing, and you know, like there's. The problem is that none of the attacks feel good, and okay, there we go. Is that a thing I can stand on? Okay. All right. Is that ground? Or is that ground that kills me? It looks like it could be ground. Okay, here's the... Oh, man, it's Gerstmann. Fade in. This is stupid. This looks like trash. What, you know... This is like an unlicensed game now at this point. With your bleepy bloopy bullshit music and this garbage-ass background. Like, get this out of my fucking face. Like all good fighting games, it doesn't restore your health between levels. I think that's smart. I think that's fun. I think it's good. I like that I keep sticking to all this bullshit that I would never want to climb in a million years. That's great. Great. That's Street Fighter 2010, The Final Fight. Fuck that game. On top of that, the idea that they are trying to invoke, which, you know, if you go back into the history of Final Fight and Street Fighter and how they, you know, were interlinked and how one became named the other, you know, like some of the stuff that happened back then, when you get looking at some of Capcom's internal documents from the Street Fighter 1 era into Street Fighter 2 and so on and so forth. You know, Street Fighter and Final Fight have kind of a weird, you know, kind of development history. And so this is just kind of a strange game. It was not called, what was it called in Japan? It's not even... Is is it just called Street Fighter 2010? Or is it called like The Street Fighter or something like that? Because I'm not seeing a Japanese version of it here in my library under like right next to the Final Fight 2010, yeah. Yeah, it's a really 2010 Street Fighter. That's what it is. Okay, that's right. That's right. And they did a better job of distancing it from the characters and stuff of Street Fighter in that game by naming the guy Kevin and all. Like, it's just kind of a weird. By naming it Ken, by naming the character Ken, I think they do it an even further disservice. But it's a relatively minor thing. I mean, the game just plays poorly. Like they try to do this one-on-one. You know, they give it the versus screen. That they try to make you think it's got little fighting game elements to it, and there's little bits and pieces of like I said, the character has a good number of moves for that style of game, for like melee combat. On the NES anyway. But it's so poorly executed. Like the stage design doesn't fit into the move set that you have. Like there's just a lot. It's fucking bad. It's a bad fucking game. But how bad? How bad? Definitely worse than these. It's worse than Dick Tracy, a game that also has ideas. I'll put it to you this way. I would rather play Fester's Quest. I would rather play Renegade. In fact. But it's kind of, it's not, it can't be much further lower than Renegade. Yeah. All right. So we're looking at Pinball Quest. Like it's yeah. It's better than Pinball Quest. Another game that has ideas for sure. But it's no Renegade. And Renegade is a pretty rotten NES game. Like it's a rough one to go back to for sure. Maybe we can get one more in here. Yeah, I guess we ended up picking some long ones this time. So we'll probably get to slightly fewer games this time out, but we can try to get one more in here from Luis. And this is a game I've seen the title of it a lot, but I couldn't tell you a damn thing about it. It's a game called Zen Intergalactic Ninja. 1993? Apparently based on a comic book? Let's go right to the Toxic Factory stage. Oh, God. Otherwise known as a Call of Duty lobby, am I right? Oh god, what? Alright. Yes, he's planting these bombs. Oh, weird. Is this a... Whoa. What? Look at that jump. He gets bigger. I guess we gotta go, huh? Oh, the slowdown. It's like, what, Metro Cross or whatever. Okay, can't jump over those blocks no matter how hard you try, so we've gotta... So we got a fast attack. If I'm holding in a direction, he sticks out the pole. Oh, you're gonna do jumps. You're gonna do isometric jumps in a game with a bunch of slowdown. I showed him. Is it a thing I can collect? It almost looks like it. Okay. This is, Can I not attack this thing? Can I maybe jump it? Can I... Oh, look at that. Nope, just gotta deal with it, I guess. Fuck! The slowdown really helps with timing your jumps and making the moves. I like that I can hit start to skip the cutscenes. That's a very modern touch. This is a really, it's a strange game. Oh, those jumps feel bad, especially when there's... And especially when there's any slowdown and you're trying to time these landings and... Fuck you. Are you kidding me, man? Oh, he didn't even drop me to my death when I was so busy wiggling on the controller to see if that did anything. But we died anyway. That time, I was thrown to my death. Fuck off, dude. Are you serious? Oh, I shouldn't have... Oh, well. Let's try a different stage. Acid rain. Photon stick. Why did I need to go down? Are the flowers under attack down here? Oh. This is a lot like Street Fighter 2010, The Final Fight, in that I'm doing a one-on-one fight in the middle of a stage that has no business. Oh, fuck off, man. Oh. Okay. What are the other stages that are at our disposal? This game seems like a game that's got a couple of ideas in it, and I appreciate the difference in perspective from stage to stage. All right, we've got a fire extinguisher, but I think the big problem here is I think a lot of these attacks and stuff feel real bad. Oh, fuck you. Yay. I like that each stage is something different. That's kind of neat, too. It's pretty rough, though. Pretty rough. Difficulty-wise. A lot of shit coming at you. Defend the Earth by stopping Garbage Man. Oh great, a minecart stage. crystal beads. Hooray. Oh. Oh. Oh man. Give me the subtlety of Donkey Kong Country over this. What an asshole video game that is. You know? Like this it has ideas. I like that each level is different in its own kind of weird way. I mean, the firefighters and the flowers are kind of not that different, I suppose, but each level kind of has its own little thing going on. But yikes, man. That's some rough stuff. But looks nice, has some ideas. That silly jump in the isometric level where your guy just gets bigger. Like that is kind of neat, but execution wise, rough. I'll put it to you this way. It's no Dino Wars destruction of Spondylus. Spondylus? Spondylus. It's probably right in this like G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero zone of like kind of clunky. Clunky sorts of stuff. Is it better or worse than Battletoads? Probably better. But it's also better than Tiger Heli. It's when we really look at this list, is Zen Intergalactic Ninja worse than like Remote Control? Like, no. Is it better or worse than like Thrilla's Safari? That's a hard one. That's actually, this is kind of. Like Thriller Safari is also bad in ways that are not entirely dissimilar to this game, but and Wood and Water Rage is a hard one to, because in my heart I love this game, but but in practice it's not very good. Zen is probably I think where we're going to end up on this one, scientifically speaking, when we let the science do the talking, which is always the best way to go, I think we'll all see that it's our new number 99. Congratulations to Zen Intergalactic Ninja. A very late model game on the platform. Very late in the console's lifespan. 1993. I had spent years playing Genesis games at that point. what a weird, what a strange game. But it's neat in its own weird way. It's just, it is not actually fun to engage with in any way. That would be a fun one to watch a task for, because, it's such a, it has some brutality in it for sure. That brings our list to 146 games. Circus Caper and Athena still safe here at the bottom of the list. And up at the top here, well, Goonies 2 makes its way into the top 5 this week, which is very exciting. I'm very happy to have Goonies 2 on the list, though not happy that playing that made me want to play through Goonies 2 again. It's been too long. So maybe I'll do that in my spare time here. But that's where we're at. I mean, 149 games in out of what, 600 something, 700 something. Like we're chipping away at it, and we're filling in the blanks as we go. Other games that were on the list for this week that we did not get to because some of the other games were a little long, like Fester's Quest, that we will put on the list for next time: Dragon Spirit, The New Legend, and Micro Machines. Micro Machines. I have a lot of opinions about Micro Machines and that style of racing game. So we'll get into that. We'll get into that next time. As well as Dragon Spirit, which is that was a pretty decent arcade game, if I remember correctly. It's and then we'll pull some more off of Patreon. Head over to patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann. Join the Gerstmann advisory panel today, and you can suggest some games and help shape the list, as folks like Luis and Michael and Charles and Blaine, Ian and Martin did this week. And you get on the Discord and all that other stuff. We're doing fun stuff on the Discord. It's it's been a good time. It's been a good conversation pit over there. We're coming up on the end of the year here. My current plan is to be with you next Friday, but we'll see how everything goes. Now that my daughter's out of school, it means that everyone will stop getting sick here. We just have to get over what we all currently have. And so in a couple of days, hopefully everyone will be better. And then we'll get to stay that way for a brief period of time and then go right back into it. So anyway, I will see you all next week. Have a great weekend and take care of yourselves.